This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Good evening to you. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. Hiring Hoosiers is how RTV6 works to connect you with jobs, skills, and resources. Indy's top companies are collaborating on a first-of-its-kind virtual summer immersion program for more than 450 interns.
The goal, to encourage college students to choose Indianapolis after graduation. And over the course of 4 weeks, through various digital platforms, interns will meet Indy, learn from Indy, and give back to Indy. RTV6's Stephanie Wade shows us how an event like Indy Fluence will impact interns' decisions to stay and work in Indiana.
It's interesting how I feel connected to Lilly and by extension Indiana, even though I'm here.
Aina Oru is interning at Eli Lilly this summer, headquartered in Indianapolis. But he is not in Indianapolis right now because of COVID-19. Rather, he's working virtually and staying on campus as a student at MIT in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Starting today, he and 450 other interns at places like Lilly, Roche Diagnostics, Anthem, and One America will be participating in Indy Fluence, a 4-week virtual program focused on attracting emerging talent to Indy post-graduation.
They want to be able to envision, okay, what will it feel like to work at this company? What's the culture of the company? What will it feel like when I go out to eat? What kind of restaurants are there?
Interns are exposed to what Central Indiana has to offer both personally and professionally, hoping to bring more jobs to the Hoosier state. Indy Fluence, hoping raising the profile of our city will help every company, big or small, attract the best talent.
We have such a rapidly growing tech industry that we want people to know about. Healthcare is huge here. I mean, we have, manufacturing, operations, a lot of different opportunities.
Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And we've got details on this and other opportunities for you right now at hiringhoosiers.com.
During the pandemic, RTV6 is continuing to focus on how people are working together. We've teamed up with United Way for the COVID-19 Community Economic Relief Fund. Money is going to help families and organizations in need. RTV6's Nicole Griffin is finding out how it's helping the state's largest men's recovery house.
Progress House is currently home to 95 men recovering from substance use disorder. Thanks to money from the COVID-19 Community Economic Relief Fund, they are able to continue providing critical services to those residents during the pandemic. Daryl Mitchell started using drugs and alcohol as a teenager. He says at the time he thought it was normal and continued throughout college. He began traveling, working in sales and marketing, and it continued.
And then it got to a point where I couldn't imagine continuing to drink, and I couldn't imagine not. And I had 2 DUIs in a pretty short period of time. The last one happened in front of my children, and as that was happening, I realized that I'd do anything for them, including give my life, but I couldn't stop drinking for them.
He knew he had to get help and says recovery changed his life. It eventually caused him to change his career, knowing someone was there for him. He's now heavily involved in recovery at the state and national level. He's working as the executive director at Progress House in Indianapolis, the state's largest men's recovery house.
The magic of a recovery residence is in the community. So it's a social model of recovery. So you're here with staff members that have lived experience and they're in recovery themselves, and also other people that are struggling with similar things as you are.
During the pandemic, Progress House received money from the COVID-19 Community Economic Relief Fund, which allowed them to continue their work as 75 men sheltered in place. The money helped pay for PPE, extra staff hours, and upgrades to the building while continuing their work to change lives. Working for you, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
Now, Progress House is preparing to open another facility in Anderson in the fall that will have a capacity of 100 beds. In 2019, the house served men at its Indianapolis facility that come from 55 different counties across the state.
All 92 counties were dry for most of the day, but I'll show you some downpours that have replaced the sunshine. That's our view looking to the north with our Weather Now camera in Indianapolis. The clouds took over early afternoon, and now some showers and even a few rumbles of thunder out there. Let's go to the north first. The greatest cluster of thunderstorms sits over northern Miami County. That will drift to the southeast, just cross 31. Monticello, you've got a thunderstorm headed your way, so everybody hopping off Lake Schaefer and Lake Freeman as a result of that. Here's a fading area of rain west of Bainbridge and northwest of Danville. As we go through the evening, between 7 and 11, these isolated showers and thunderstorms begin to fade away. When they'll erupt again, when we expect more widespread rain coming up.
A towing company now faces a class action lawsuit. Customers say they were charged excessive and illegal storage fees.
Only on RTV6, Call 6 Investigates Kara Kenny has been digging through the complaint and its possible consequences.
No one likes to be towed, but Indianapolis ordinance dictates exactly how much it should cost you. But not every company is following it, according to a new lawsuit.
Max Ketchum lives at Sebring Court Apartments, where his vehicle was towed the night of June 10th. Max went to Zors to pick up his vehicle, so he expected to pay the $150 for the tow, but was shocked when he says Zors initially tried to charge him $60 in storage fees. Indianapolis ordinance states towing companies cannot charge you a $30 storage fee until your vehicle has been impounded for at least 24 hours. When he pushed back, they gave him credit for 1 day, but still charged him $30 in storage. Max's vehicle was impounded at 7:14 p.m. on June 10th, according to his receipt. It was released the next day at 9:53 a.m. That's 14 and a half hours. But the invoice says his car was held in impound for 2 days. Max has filed a class action lawsuit accusing Zors of charging excessive fees and violating the Indiana Deceptive Consumer Sales Act.
If they've done it to me, they've done it to other people. And we don't want other people being overcharged. We don't want other people being hurt because there's a lot of people who wouldn't be able to be in a position to afford an extra $30 or $60.
The ordinances could not be more clear about when a storage fee of $30 can be charged. And it can only be charged when the vehicle has been at the tow lot for at least 24 hours. And that is simply not how Zors is charging the fee. And they should know better.
You can report a towing complaint to the city of Indianapolis at tows@indy.gov. Reporting in Indianapolis, Kara Kenny, RTV6.
Well, Call 6 Investigates reached out to Zors. They tell us their attorneys are investigating the claims raised in that lawsuit. We also reached out to the city of Indianapolis, and they did investigate Max's complaint and found that he was improperly charged. They also found Zors' license was expired when they towed Max's car. The city has asked Zors to refund the customer the entire $180 that he was charged for the tow and storage. They're working with Zors to renew their license.
It's back to school time already, if you can believe it. And as Marion County schools decide to go back, the option that's there if you don't feel ready yet.
Plus, a little later, with record numbers expected to show up at the polls for the November election, this is one local group staying on its toes to keep you prepared. That's ahead when RTV6 News at 7 continues.
If you need, call 1-800-CALL-KEN.
This is the news at 7 on RTV6. New today, all school systems in Marion County say classes will start on time.
The 11 school superintendents in the county say Mayor Joe Hogsett and the Director of Public Health, Dr. Virginia Kane, believe Marion County will be in stage 5 of the COVID-19 reopening plan by mid-July. That means they'll be able to resume classes in person, but say they will also offer online classes for students who would like them or need them. The letter from the superintendents say that more details will be given to families early next month after the Marion County Public Health Department finalizes their guidance for schools.
And the announcement of schools opening came just after Indianapolis Public Schools released the results of a parent survey on COVID-19 in the classroom. About 1/3 of those who responded say they would choose e-learning if the district makes it available full-time. The superintendent says they are working to ensure all students have access to devices and internet hotspots if they need them. But most of all, she says IPS wants to make sure kids get a good education while keeping everyone safe. Coming up, there's a lot to like about these donuts, so you can see why they would have a big following. The social media success stemming from this local wonder.
Did you say donuts? Let's talk about thunderstorms just west of Monticello, another area north of Peru where those are headed, what to expect for the weekend, and our temperature trend all ahead.
Enclosure.
Right now on RTV6, new numbers today from the State Department of Health show an additional 9 deaths and 281 newly reported coronavirus cases in Indiana. According to the Regent Street Institute, Indiana's data is showing an overall decrease in the rates of positive tests, deaths, and hospital admissions for COVID-19.
Due to the pandemic, many states shrank the number of polls for the primary, including here in Indiana. With 19 weeks to go until the general election, the changes are raising major concerns about November's general election when voter turnout could set records.
RTV6's Cornelius Talker shows you how one local organization is working to make sure everyone who wants to vote is prepared, especially during the COVID crisis.
Indiana's primary election at the beginning of this month left a lot of people frustrated.
The line was really long. I thought I could just come and it would be in and out.
Long wait times to vote in Marion County because there were only 22 polling places when there are usually more than 200.
We know that we're going to have double or triple the turnout in the fall, and so I think that's something we'll take into account.
While the government figures out what to do for the general election, organizations like the League of Women Voters here in Indianapolis are working to make sure anyone who wants to vote knows how to cast their ballot.
You cannot assume it's business as usual for the upcoming election or for the foreseeable future.
Rhea Kane is the League's president.
We have stressed that folks need to have an election plan put together before they ever go to the polls. Create a checklist for yourself. And it's something that we are actively kind of working on.
That election plan should include knowing dates, according to Rhea. Indiana voters have from now until October 22nd to request an absentee ballot for the general election. The League of Women Voters of Indianapolis is holding training sessions so that more people can help others figure out how to vote. They hope sharing information on voter registration and the process will make it easier in November and help more people exercise their right to vote, whether that's in person or by mail. Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, RTV6.
Well, with no end in sight for the pandemic, there's a push for the state to mail out applications for absentee ballots to all registered voters. We reached out to Governor Holcomb, and his office referred us back to the comments he made earlier this month, saying it's too early to tell if that's something they'll do. Indiana Senate Democrats, however, are calling on the Election Commission to get the ball rolling on no-excuse absentee ballots, saying in part, quote, "It's crucial that Hoosiers have this secure voting option in order for a safe election to occur."
If you have yard work planned, I've got a strategy here for you. You got to have a game plan. You need to get this done before the weekend because our rain chances will go way up. And I talk about mowing. I'll show you some spots where you would not be mowing this evening because of downpours that are currently in progress. Let's talk about our probability of rain, and you see what happens and why you want to get this done before the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, scattered thunderstorms are likely all 3 days. Thunderstorms are happening right now to the north. We'll zip up to Peru, Miami County. The rain just to the northeast of Peru now will come in from the west, though. You see that other little area between Logansport and Peru. Then west of Logansport between Monticello and Logansport. And then one other patch there with some heavy rainfall and lightning will cross Monticello once again, Lake Schaefer and Lake Freeman. As we come to the south, we followed this area from Crawfordsville and entered the state from Illinois. It's pretty much faded at this point. We will continue to have these isolated thunderstorms through probably 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. Look what it does to the temperature. Crawfordsville, Greencastle in the 70s, and other temperatures in the low 80s from Sullivan to Bedford to Bloomington. For our evening hours, temperatures eventually fall off into the low 60s, upper 50s, one of our last comfortable nights, because overnight low temperatures will be into the 70s as we go into the weekend. There are your high temperatures tomorrow. If we see any thunderstorms north and east of Indy, 20% chance. Otherwise, you notice temperatures starting to bump up a little bit. They'll jump a lot on Friday because the wind will be out of the south-southwest. It will increase in strength. It will grab hold of the warmer temperatures that are south of the Ohio River, west of the Mississippi, and bring in temperatures closer to 90 in most locations. That's during the day Friday. All indications are right now rain and thunderstorms most likely late Friday night into the morning hours on Saturday. I picked this up at 7. You see a few showers and thunderstorms. There they start to line up at 11 o'clock on Friday night. They'll drop south through the overnight and fade away by Saturday morning, but that just sets the stage for them to regenerate over central Indiana Saturday. Sunday, very humid, scattered thunderstorms continue. More of the same on Monday. Notice those temperatures in the 70s for overnight lows, and it's a very humid weekend. That's why the lawnmower needs to come out sooner rather than later.
Got those chores to do. Thanks, Kevin. For millions of Instagram users and followers, food pictures get a ton of likes.
And one Indianapolis woman has turned her photogenic donuts into a full-on business and also one of the hottest gets in the city. Brad Brown got a taste behind the scenes.
There's an old saying that you eat with your eyes. When you see things that are this stunning visually, you can be sure that they taste just as good.
I didn't think it was going to happen as quick as it did, I guess. Yeah, it's just happening a lot faster than I was expecting.
Amanda Gibson is the self-taught baker behind the Indie Dough account on Instagram. More than 4,000 followers and rising, much like some of the dough that's got Circle City donut fans buzzing.
I think that it came from just wanting to have a creative outlet, and I just wanted to do something that was mine in the kitchen, and so baking came to fruition, and then, yeah, Instagram.
The Indiana native was working at a donut shop in Jacksonville, moved back home as a new mom, and to be closer to her family.
So I moved, and I didn't find any donuts here that were like mine, so I decided to go back to the kitchen and redevelop recipes that were my own.
A wildly creative mind and meticulous process have led to a long list of amazing flavors. On this particular day, it's a s'mores old-fashioned with torched marshmallow topping.
With donuts, too, they're kind of like you can put anything on top of them, so that's the other great thing is just anything you want to do. It's a blank canvas.
Amanda's Indie Dough pop-up sales now end up sold out just minutes after she posts the links online. And she's teaming up with other local restaurants for donuts plus just about anything events.
That was another reason why I wanted to start doing Indie Dough, was because I wanted to make contact with more people that were small businesses within the community, and I just wanted to be in the restaurant industry, and this was my way of doing it with the time constraints that I had with also wanting to be a full-time mom.
And the Indie Dough Instagram has only been up for about 9 months. Just visit Indie Dough on Instagram. Follow for notifications and updates on her next pop-up donut sales. We'll be right back.
Order today at WeatherTech.com.
3 days and a goal to hire 10,000 new soldiers in that time. It's all part of a U.S. Army's first nationwide virtual hiring campaign.
They are hiring full and part-time soldiers across 150 different career fields, and they're hoping to talk about how things are adapting due to the pandemic.
This is a concerted effort across those 3 days that really gets everybody in the Army on board. So you're going to see the commanding generals at Fort Bragg, at Fort Hood, at Fort Drum. All of them are going to be involved. And so it's that total Army effort. And while there's an element that's ambitious with us, that's what the Army likes. We like a good challenge, and we're going to go for it. And it's going to really help us set up the pool of applicants that will help us get to where we need to by the end of our fiscal year.
This is all happening next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We've got details on how to apply at hiringhoosiers.com.
Downpours near Peru, Logansport, and then you go west to Monticello. They're moving to the east. Brief heavy rainfall and some lightning with those. They fade later tonight.
Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. Our next newscast is tonight at 11. We'll see you then.